All right, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Swag Daddy, your boy. I'm doing my DIY project. As you see, I have a Rinnai tankless water heater. I know you really can't see the code. I'm up in the attic. Sorry for the lighting. I have my actual flash on for my camera, but I have LC4. Now, kind of give you guys a brief background. I had this water heater, this house for like about 8 years, and we didn't know that you have to, I would say, like at least once a year, flush this water system out. They have a solution that you can buy that's concentrated and made and formulated just for the water heater to kind of clean out all the actual gunk that can build up over time. But you can also use vinegar. Well, we have been using vinegar and we have been able to get the hot water to turn on, but it never really reset. And so kind of save money. We've been doing our own thing, watching a few YouTube videos ourselves, and we've been working on getting the actual water heater to work for us and give us hot water in the house without having to pay $4,000 or $5,000 to have somebody come out and screw it. So we're gonna do this ourselves. I'm not a certified plumber or any kind of certified technician whatsoever other than computers, but we're gonna do this ourselves. I have an education through YouTube University, and I'm gonna show you guys what to do. Now, right now, I already have my vinegar up in here. We let this run all night, but we still have LC4. We're to the point to where I cannot turn this off by pressing this button anymore, so I have to unplug it. So the first thing that you wanna do is actually unplug your water heater. And then once you unplug your water heater, you wanna cut off the water. These are your cold water lines. This is a blue thing. You just turn this, and that cuts the cold water off. And then the red one is for the hot water. You turn the hot water off. Now you also want to turn your gas. The gas line is going to usually be like an actual yellow tube if you have an updated tube like this. And as you see right now, this gas is on. To turn it off, we just turn it that way, and it turns the gas off. Now we want to drain the water that we have in here. That way we don't make a real big mess. So I'm just gonna unscrew this, let this water drain out. And that's gonna do its thing. Now there's an actual filter right here that you really can't see. I can use some wire cutters to pull this filter out. We're not gonna really do the flush right now because we've already done the flush. I've just found a fix that will allow me to use the air compressor. I have my air compressor. I have the hose right here as well. And so I'm gonna blow some stuff out. We're gonna clean that filter, get some gunk out of there. We're gonna blow the fan, see if we can get the fan to cut on because it cuts on with the LC4, but the water heater does not heat. When it cuts on, you should hear like an actual fan type motion to actually heat the water up, but it's not doing that. And so we're gonna spray some compressed air up in there and see if we can get it to work. So we'll work on that in a few minutes. You guys just bear with me for a little bit. And let's drain this water. What we have out of this water heater. I'm gonna do this thing. All right, you see that water's all drained out. Now let's go for this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this is a plug that we just removed. There's a seal right here that you have. Well, now you really can't see it that well, but this is the plug that we removed. And so what I want to do is, I want to make sure I don't have any gunk inside this little hole up here. So I have a little wire brush. This looks fairly clean. I just let it soak inside my vinegar solution a little bit, but it is fairly clean. We have been through this several times. I let it get some vinegar on it. And the most important thing, y'all, is that we unplug it, that we don't have any power to the water heater, and you turn your gas off. But bring a little brush up in there. Here's the filter. That's what I was looking for right there, guys. So that filter was in there. It just fell out. And again, we're just gonna clean it up. Let some vinegar hit it. we'll have any kind of build up. I use my compressor to blow it. All right, guys, I know it's pretty loud, but I'm gonna go ahead and run the compressor. I'm gonna blow up in there a little bit. After we blow in there, we'll take it for the next step and see what we can do from there. I'm just blowing this filter. I see like a little bit of gunk in there, so you really can't see it, but I'm blowing the filter to get the extra gunk out. See, what happens is whenever you get these actual error codes, whether it's at LC1, LC2, LC3, LC4, any kind of 11 or 12, it needs to be declunked. Basically, all the actual gunk out of there, and it shuts off to kind of protect itself. Or if it's like any kind of buildup in the internal filter, that can cause a fire with the gas going, and so it cuts off and it doesn't heat the water anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get that fixed for you guys in a few minutes. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and reattach this plug to this filter, and we're gonna reinsert it back into our water heater. And you do have to screw it in and out. You can't just pull it with your needle nose pliers. You can just screw it in and out. Let's go ahead and tighten it up a little bit. All right, that's in there pretty tight. Now the next step, I'm going to unscrew some screws down here. You really can't see them that well, but we're going to remove this entire lid. When we get this lid off, we're going to check an internal filter. I don't know if this model has it, but I've seen another video in which that model had it, and so we'll remove these panels, and then that will allow us to unscrew. See, if you can look, when you take the panels off, you can just pull them off very gently. That way you don't break it. You have screws to remove this outside panel. You have one at the top, one at the bottom, on each side, left and right. So you just kind of pull that out very easily. I get my little handy dandy screwdriver here. It's a Phillips head. These are Phillips head screws, and so I found the appropriate size Phillips head screwdriver. Just do the trick. Excellent fit. All right. Make sure that you guys save your screws. Put them in a safe place, that way they don't fall and drop and you lose them. That would be a catastrophe, if you will. Again, you have the power turned off, guys. You want to have your power turned off. You want to have the gas turned off. You want to be safe. I don't want you guys hurting yourselves out here. Again, I'm a complete novice, y'all. Don't know what I'm doing at all whatsoever. This is my first time taking this panel off myself. I had a company come out, and ARS, I'm getting them a bad review on that. They took my panel off and dented it all up and really didn't put it back on there correctly. But what I'm doing right now is just double checking and testing to see if I have that filter. If I do, I'm gonna clean it out, brush it off, spray it with some compressed air, and then see if that does the trick. If it does not do the trick, I'm gonna go ahead and run the pump to let this thing try to declunk itself for like at least about an hour. We did it all night long, and so I think an hour is sufficient. Whenever you first do this, you want to do it for like about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. But we let it run overnight, and it still didn't correct that LC4 error code. So we have a water pump over here that we can put into this bucket of our.
I got your side. Good your science. I'll see you tomorrow.
Pardon me, guys. It's a pandemic, and the kids are going virtual, and so they took the headphones out. But if that doesn't work, if cleaning the filters doesn't work, then we just simply run that, and I'll show you guys how to do that also. It wasn't a great video, guys. This is my first true DIY video. Don't really have good camera angles. But again, all we're doing right now is just removing this front panel. That way we can get into the water tank system and then see if we have that filter that we can clean out. We don't have any extra clogs and clunks or anything. So let's look at this and see if it's ready to come off. I don't see any screws at the top or bottom, so alrighty, so we have this off. All right, and that's the beauty, guys. I don't see a place for that filter, or at least where the filter is easily accessible for us to be able to get to. I don't want to touch any of the actual circuit boards, the circuitry in this thing, but just wanted to confirm whether or not if that filter was easily accessible. And from what I see, it is not. So without further ado, on that note, I'm going to do the next step, and the fan is just above where that filter, well, what this actual, what this filter is here. I'm going to release that, drop it down, blow it with some compressed air, and see if I can resolve the issue with just that. But they don't have the filter inside. This gives you like an actual list, chart of what's all in there. If you're really like an actual guru that knows your appliances, of course you can look at this chart. To me, this diagram means nothing. I don't know what it is. This is Chinese to me, man. I mean, of course it's English, but as far as like maybe being able to articulate, understand this, it's Chinese. I'm not gonna deal with that. But, and guys, have mercy on me in the comments. This is my first time doing this, but here we go. So I don't see the filter. Maybe I just blow a little air up in there just to do it. I'm not a redneck, but this is redneck rigging it myself. Or we may call it African American engineering. I will call it something else, nig rig, but hey, gotta save that money. If I break something, I have the money to get it fixed, but I don't want to pay. There's a lot of stuff in here, y'all. I don't think this will do anything to cause any issues with what we're experiencing. So let's just get to the next step. I'm going to go ahead and replace my panel. So I can fix this. You guys messed up my goddamn on thing. It was looking brand new until they got to hold to it. Just trying to do a rush job. People don't take care of your stuff like you take care of your own stuff, man. All right. So fix that some more. I just want to get this evenly flushed. He's selling this house pretty soon, and I don't want to. People take time to do stuff, man. They can see that this slot is shaped and designed to fit this perfectly, but again, people do rush jobs. They don't do it right. All right, so I have that on there. Keep it like this for now. I'm not going to screw it back in yet because I don't know how far I'm going to go in this. My next phase is to get my drill, because the screws that are right under where this line works, you're not Phillips head or flat head. You have to have a some type of socket. So I have my drill and my drill bit pieces right here to see if I can get it to fit. We'll work on that next. Y'all bear with me. Alright. One real good look in there. Make sure. Looks like I have two of them, so we can get that to drop down a little bit. You don't take the whole thing off, just slightly drop it. And then that will give us, when we slightly drop it, it'll give us enough exposure to be able to blow some compressed air there, get the fan to spin around. You should need the fan spin whenever you do that. Just gonna size this up and see if I can get the right size on here. So this is a 7/32. It's not big enough. So I'm gonna try a 3/32. See if that's big enough. Nope. 3/32 is not big enough. So go to the next step. Let's look at a 5/16. Have a winner. So in my Rinnai, it's a 5/16. So we'll go ahead and get our drill together. Again, I'm not Bob Vila here, y'all. I'm a dude that just try to do something off the fly to save money. I'm cheap. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm doing, but I can watch videos and learn. Alrighty. Got my drill set up. get under here real quick. Houston, we have a problem. The drill's too big to fit, y'all, so we're trying to see if we can try to improvise and find another way to get this to go. Still not gonna work because the drill is just too big. So, with that being said, we'll use the handed-in screwdriver that I have. This is a ratchet and screwdriver that I have. I bought this from Home Depot or Lowe's. But it does a trick. It does a good job. Still kind of awkward. Really can't get it in there because I don't have a fit for it. The issue is the cold water valve is in the way, so you have to have something shorter than this. I may pause the video, guys, and come right back. I have to find another tool that's small enough that would give me access to it. Let's see if we can try to improvise real quick. Let me take this out. Since my ratchet and screwdriver doesn't work, it's too big. Use my little plumbing pliers here and see if I could just turn it with this. See if this works. Man, even that's an inconvenient reach. Guess they don't want idiots like me to get in here messing nothing. So, guys, stay tuned. I'll go ahead and come back and see what I can find that will allow me to get access to this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I have my socket wrench, my ratchet. It's a 5/16, and so it's going to get the car to start. Alright. So just to loosen that. Now, on one side, y'all, I'm still having that same problem. Even with this ratchet, it's not giving me enough room to do everything I needed for it to do, but we'll work around that. I'm gonna tighten that nut, get myself into better position to work. Maybe be in the shot a little more too, so again. Alright, guys. Ouch. What kind of nails and stuff, man? Gotta watch yourself up in your garage, guys. You got nails sticking out from under these boards. Man, these nails are sticky. You need to take this shot. Loosen up. Loosen this guy up, man. Well, one thing is for sure, there will be a lot of editing in this video. No way around that. With this adapter, even this is I'm gonna need a small socket. I know I don't have one. I had one, but it's broke. This adapter is making this too big to fit this tight space. See what else I can do. I'm gonna give it a time again. Right. Alright, guys, I have some success. The screws are loose. Let me bring this down. This is here. Let's turn nothing up. Got the screws out. We want to take them all the way out. Ooh. Came all the way out. Well, compressor time, guys. Alright, just ran that, didn't do what I thought I was gonna do, but we gave it a shot. So put this back here, right? So okay, that got bad reviews. Alright, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, that didn't do what I wanted, but we got this off, and so now I'll work on getting this back on. Let's reverse my handy dandy screwdriver here, socket wrench. Put this water line back up.